The low engines on the Minnesota Railway are good at different things. Atlas is very good at hauling mixed goods and pulling the maintenance trains. Stewart and Jim are also very good at pulling goods trains. And Falcon is good at pulling the passenger trains. Duke, however, is pretty much good at anything. But years gone by, his parts are starting to wear out and Duke frequently breaks down. The Orange have to help him and his trains to keep destinations. It makes Falcon and Stewart start to tease Duke whenever they see him. Time after time, again they both grew tired and they think he's unreliable.
Duke is old. He should be retired.
Sniffed Falcon.
I agree. I just got back from taking Duke to the workshop.
Jim is very upset with Falcon and Stewart.
Shut up. Duke may be old, but he'll surprise us all.
Stewart and Falcon just looked away and huffed. The next morning, Duke came back from the workshop. Last night, while the engines were asleep and Duke was settled into his shed, he began to wonder about his future.
What if I'm being too expensive to fix? What if I'm being broken up like Albert? Will His Grace approve?
He said to himself and shore off the thought. Moments later, when all the engines were out doing their work, the driver and fireman walked into the sheds. The fireman walked into the cab and set it at Duke's fire. The driver saw Duke looking downcast.
What's wrong with you, Duke? Cheer up. We will be pulling the picnic today. Are you up for it?
Duke perked up at the driver. He gave him a weak smile.
Oh yes, driver.
Soon, when they got enough steam, Duke puffed out of the sheds and slid alongside the water tower to have a drink. So in case you didn't know what, the picnic is given by Duke and his crew. They only run them every spring and summer seasons. It brings some more holiday makers to the mountains, in the valleys, or whatever. They chose a spot for the picnic. After Duke drops off a holiday maker, he goes to a nearby station or sits on the rest until it is time to go. Atlas was busy moving goods and passenger trains in a small yard. Soon he shunted Duke's train into the platform and came alongside Duke.
Oh, hello, Duke.
Duke didn't answer for a moment. He replied with a muttered greeting.
Hello, Atlas.
You do look glum.
Yeah, I guess I am, Atlas.
Of course, Atlas knows what's going on. He watches when Duke chuffs away to collect his train, without saying a word. A few days have gone by, and things aren't doing well with Duke. He became usually quiet, hardly not speaking to the other engines. Whenever briefly with the manager, Duke hardly focused and tucked into the back of the shed. When the briefing was done, he puffed away quickly. That afternoon, Jim puffed into the Archdale yard for a red signal. While he was waiting, he could see Atlas shunting in the yard with a loss of 5.
Good afternoon, Atlas. Something in your mind? Yeah, I'm very worried about Duke.
Jim's faces fell.
Yeah, he usually talks about his grace and so on. But he didn't even speak to us for about a few days, did he? No. But I think I have an idea.
Atlas told his plan to Jim.
That could work. I'll speak to Duke when I see him at Allsborough. We usually passes each other there.
Soon enough, the signal changed and Jim puffs away to finish his work. That afternoon, Jim enters the Bridge State yard. He sees Duke at a work shed, resting before a return passenger train journey to King Ori's Bridge, which that is usually a task after taking the picnic. Jim shunted his train on the siding, goes alongside Duke. Jim can tell that he was a bit cheered up.
Hello again, Duke. How's your picnic run?
Oh, it's fine so far. The passengers have always cheered me up.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
Driver and I were discussing how to do a little payback to teach Stuart and Falcon a lesson.
Oh, really? Hope it's not biffing and bashing or something.
Of course not, my friend,
said Duke. He whispers the plan to Jim.
Oh, Duke, you very clever engine.
The next morning, Duke does not have to do it to Stuart because he apologized. However, Falcon gave him grief which made Duke seethe in theory. Duke went along the mountain line with his morning picnic train. When he arrived at the junction, he usually drops off the passengers for their picnic. Duke suddenly felt a slight twitch in the cylinders. His driver checked it.
I'm sorry, your tubes are clogged, which means we need to take you back to the workshop.
Duke sighed.
That's all I need.
He said sadly. He doesn't want to make the passengers upset. While he sizzled waiting for a helper, he was hoping it was Falcon so he can pay him out. Luckily for him, Falcon arrived, reversing back down and coupled onto Duke's in his train.
Broken down again? Oh well, I believe you should retire.
Duke replies with a smirk. He and his driver have their own little joke ready. Soon enough, Falcon pulls Duke at the empty carriages, back down to the valley. He makes good time.
Now, what should I give a nickname for Duke? Oh, Claptrap? No.
Falcon was too busy when he suddenly jolted forward. He found himself picking up speed. He tried to brake to keep himself steady, but it was no good. He and Duke bustled into the station. Falcon finally stopped with a jolt.
Good lord, what happened?
Before he could say anything, he heard laughing coming alongside. Falcon was confused,
What's so funny?
and Duke explained the trick that he pulled on Falcon. Falcon was embarrassed, and he puffed away to collect his next train. Later that evening, Falcon backed down into a shed. Duke was shunted into the shed by Atlas. Falcon gazed at Duke and apologized.
Duke, I'm sorry for my bickering. You really did got me good.
It's quite alright. I accept your apology.
Duke chuckled.
You know, It reminds me of the time when you first came on this railway, and a few years ago. The one you derailed while I show you the ropes and pulled the picnic train.
Yes, those were the years.
By that time afterwards, Falcon and Duke once again have their alliance. Sometimes Falcon pulls the picnic trains for Duke. Duke even pulls Falcon's Local Express and goods. But Stuart and Falcon sometimes tease Duke, saying,
Engines come and engines go, Grandpa goes on forever.
just because they are the kind sort of engine, and don't worry Duke usually, and perhaps the only engine and the manager to put in their place. And Grandpa is Duke's nickname that was given by Falcon. But there is no more talk about Duke's retiring.